I've been programming for a while now, and this year something clicked for me. Not about syntax, not about frameworks, but about how I think while I code and how that thinking sometimes gets me into trouble. So today I want to share 5 lessons I learned the hard way while programming in 2025. Abstraction is not only about reuse. I noticed this the most while working with React. When you're in a flow state, you just keep going. A helper function here, a small section there. Raise your hand if you've never left a function inside a component, just for now. And then later, you're refactoring or adding a feature, and suddenly you're scrolling through a 1,000-line file trying to find a single thing, the needle in the haystack. I used to think abstraction only made sense if I wanted to reuse something, but that's not true. Sometimes you split code not for reuse but for navigation, so when you want to change the header, you open the header file, not search for it inside chaos. Abstraction is also about making future you less miserable. ChatGPT, please fix this. How many of you have been stuck in the eternal loop of GPT, please fix this? You paste the code, it gives you something broken. You paste it back again and again. That was me, and honestly that's a warning sign. Not that AI is bad, but that you're outsourcing thinking. I had a moment this year where I needed the vertices of a rectangle using a React graphics library. I was lazy, so I asked AI. 2 hours later, I was still fighting methods that didn't exist, so I stopped, read the docs, did the math on paper. 1 hour later, it worked. My brain wasn't dumb, I just wasn't using it. If you use AI for a while, you don't need studies to feel this. Overusing it makes thinking harder. Using AI too little is also a mistake. After saying all that, this might sound funny, but using AI too little is also a mistake. AI is here to stay, bubble or not, that debate is for someone else. The mistake is using AI for the hard thinking, and not using it for the boring parts. AI is great at refactoring large files into smaller ones, creating folders and boilerplate, rewriting things without changing behavior. That's where it shines. Let it handle the mechanical work, so you can focus on decisions. That's the balance. Programming languages are tools, not religions. This might be dangerous territory, but here we go. Programming languages are tools, not religions. When you're starting out, it's okay to be a Python person or a JavaScript person. Your job early is to learn patterns, logic, how to think, not to worship syntax. Yes, Python is slower than Rust. Yes, JavaScript has issues. But the best language depends on the job. A simple automation script, Python is perfect. A performance critical system, maybe Rust. And I honestly think this is the natural evolution of a programmer. You don't abandon one language, you add others as new problems appear. Each new language teaches you a different way to think, not just a new syntax. Liking a language is fine, refusing to learn others is not. At the end of the day, they're all different flavors of bites. The project graveyard is not failure. And finally, the graveyard. All the projects I was sure will change my life and never got finished. And you know what? That's okay. Sometimes you start an MMO just to understand scaling. Sometimes a simulation just to see how systems work. Not everything needs to ship, not everything needs to sell. Sometimes your brain just wants to explore. If you've abandoned projects and thought you were lazy, you weren't. You were curious. And these were 5 lessons I learned the hard way this year. I'm still learning, I still mess up, but I'm getting better at how I think, not just what I type. I'm going to take a few weeks to slow down, plan better, and work on some projects, and spend some time with my family too. If any of these resonated with you, let me know in the comments, and as always, I'll see you in the next dimension.